Hi, welcome to the Yale University Art Gallery in New Haven, Connecticut. Come on in and have a seat. This is Stories in Art. Please feel free to pause the video whenever you'd like to get a closer look at the artwork. Enjoy!
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah and I am a gallery teacher at the Yale University Art Gallery. Today I'm going to be telling you a story from ancient Greece, and it is called The Birth of Athena. Athena is the goddess of war and art and wisdom, and she is also known as the protector of the city of Athens. The version of the story I'm going to tell today is from a translation by Hugh G. Evelyn White of Hesiod's Theogony, which was written about 2,500 years ago. As I tell the story, please look closely at this amphora, which is a type of Greek vase. This one has a border all around the top and two paintings on it. It was made about 2,500 years ago by a group of artists whose names we no longer know. One side looks like this and shows 4 horses pulling a chariot with a driver who is wearing a long white garment. The other side of the amphora looks like this and is going to be the focus of our story today. Take a close look. What do you notice? I notice that the amphora has 2 handles. When I look more closely, I also see someone who is sitting on a chair and groups of people on either side of them. I wonder what is happening. Now, as I tell the story, keep looking at the amphora to see what else you notice. Our story starts a long time ago when Zeus, the all-powerful god of the sky who controlled thunder and lightning, was in a relationship with Metis, who was known for her wisdom. Now, Zeus was prone to listening to others and worrying about what might happen in the future. So Zeus asked an oracle, a being that has the ability to see into the future, for advice. The oracle warned Zeus that if he and Metis had children, they might overthrow him. See, Zeus knew that his grandfather and his father had been overthrown by their own children. So the oracle's prophecy made Zeus very concerned, and he decided to do something very sneaky. Zeus convinced Metis that they should change themselves into different animals. They had so much fun as all different kinds of animals that Zeus was eventually able to trick Metis into thinking that all was well. Then, after convincing Metis to change herself into a fly, Zeus swallowed her whole. Zeus was sure this meant he wouldn't have to worry about any future children overthrowing him. However, after swallowing Metis, Zeus started having terrible headaches, the kind of headache that pounded and pounded and even made him want to cry. Zeus could not figure out what was wrong. He would be talking to his friends, the other gods in Olympus, and his head would throb. He would be walking around just thinking about the world, but he felt like his brain was about to explode. He asked all his most trusted friends what they thought was happening to him. As Zeus sat on his throne, with his lightning bolts in one hand and his staff in the other, his friends came one by one to offer him advice. Dionysus, with an ivy wreath on his head, thought that Zeus might just need to drink more water and rest to make the headache go away, but that didn't help. Apollo played Zeus calming music with his kithara, a type of harp, but that only made the pounding in his head worse. Ares, the god of war who carries his trusty shield, said that there must be something inside of Zeus's head that was causing the problem. Just then, something magical happened. 2 goddesses appeared out of nowhere. Zeus was very surprised to see them because he had not asked for their advice, and they were the goddesses of childbirth. And after all, why would the goddesses of childbirth be able to help Zeus with his headache? But nevertheless, They came to Zeus and said that they knew for sure what was causing his headache. They told Zeus that when he swallowed Metis, he had swallowed their child along with her. He himself was about to give birth to the child. And then Zeus felt the strangest thing, and before he knew it, out of his head sprang a person. It was his and Metis' daughter, Athena. When she emerged, she was wearing a helmet and carrying a large shield. Some people say that she made the helmet while she was in Zeus's head, and that all of his headaches had been caused by her pounding the metal. He was so excited, both to meet his daughter and because his head stopped hurting, that he created a beautiful lightning storm in the sky to celebrate. Everyone was so amazed to hear Athena's story that they came to visit and pay respects to her and Zeus. Dionysus, with his ivy wreath, came to celebrate Athena. Apollo played festive music on his kithara. Even Ares, the god of war, was amazed by Athena and came to greet her. All of Olympus celebrated Athena's birth. After Athena had settled in and met all of her father's friends, the goddesses of childbirth smiled and disappeared just as suddenly as they had arrived. Even though Zeus had been afraid of the oracle's prophecy, he grew to love his daughter Athena very, very much. The end. Now that you have listened to the story of Athena's birth, take another look at both sides of the amphora. Then, pause the video and using a piece of paper and a pencil, draw what you see. We hope that you have fun.
Thank you for joining us for Stories in Art at the Yale University Art Gallery. We hope you enjoyed listening and looking with our storyteller.